Good afternoon. I am already very much in progress with the painting of the house, and what I did was I gave it twice a coat of basic pearl gray all the wall, and then I did a washing with a mixture of gray, no, black and white, which makes gray, and some brown in it. So it was like a brownish gray, and it was a bit darker gray. And then I gave it a washing. With washing is just that you put lots of water in it so that it's very liquid, and then you brush it onto the wall, and then with a paper towel you dip it. You don't rub it off, but you dip it, and you leave more there where you want, and then you get this result, and it looks really remarkable. As you can see, it really looks like as if it's stone. And if you don't like the result, you can always repeat it. And also I put some green, which is not visible on the camera, which should be like moss, and there where it's wet. At the sides I did it as well, and you might see it or not, maybe. Here at the side I put some green, but you can't really see it with the bare eye. I think it is drying, and as it is drying it gets lighter, so I probably will have to do it again. This will be green moss here, because here will be the watermill at this side. And the stonework suddenly becomes very realistic. I'm very impressed myself. I was very much not wanting to start with it at all, because I thought I can't do it. But after reading some in a book, and also thanks to other YouTube people, I could realize this technique, and I'm getting a bit better at it now. Now, the only thing I have to do, for example, which is not good, is the strips. I put them two of the planks here of the hatches. I put them too close to each other, and you hardly can see a groove. The door, on the contrary, is well done. There was enough space between each plank, and then you get a very visible result. You can see that it is separate planks, but the hatches of the window, you hardly can see that there is a groove. And what I'm going to do is, with a nail, I will make the groove bigger, and then I will do a washing as well, so that kind of brownish gray will go into those gaps which I made with a nail, a sharp nail, very carefully, and then it will be much more visible. And then I have to put moss as well. The same here. Look, the hatches here are not that visible, and I will have to repeat it. And the ones on the back, just the same, apart from these ones. This is okay, more or less, but I have to repeat it. And what I have to look, my finger. You see how small it is. And what I am going to do as well is, I'm hesitating to put some wood glue here and there where there's water traps, where it doesn't dry that quickly when there's rain. And on the white glue I will put some sanding powder from sanding from wood, and then the excess I shake off, and once it's dry I will give it a washing with dark green and then light green on top here and there, and that will imitate moss. That still needs to be done, and as I said, the hatches need to be done, and I might give before I do this with the moss on the, I have to give it a washing. Now I just painted it in a basic brown until now. Once the painting is done, we can start to glue here. You can see that I didn't put paint there. I left it bare wood. I have to glue there still the firewood. Maybe some barrels here I will glue as well. Some little barrels. This is mainly a water mill, So the people, they work here. Here where the watermill is. That's the working place. And then they have a small kitchen, maybe separated inside, I don't know. And in the front they had their living quarters, and on the top there's the attic with the hay, and they slept there and stocked all flour which they did with the watermill. So the only thing we need to make still is the watermill here, which will be also made from cardboard, and the axe will be of course of wood, and I have to make a little channel here for the water, and then it's done. It's practically done. I'm very happy that I could make this, and it really looks like real, and that's what I wanted. And it will fit perfectly into the scenery which I am making. It will be a scenery of around 1700 with also soldiers from the 1700, and I think I will make a battle scene of a fortress city which is fortificated, a little city in the same style, 1700 buildings with a church and a town hall, 1700, and it will be the Russian-Swedish war. I have the cavalry and the artillery and the infantry already. And there will be, of course, a water scene because of the channel which is going here. It would be distracted. The water is taken from a river, and the river, I already made a bridge for it, and I also gave it a good weathering, which is not very well visible here on the camera. But look, the paper, this was just cardboard. Remember, in one of my previous videos I showed you how to make this. It really looks like real now. It looks like real stone with the weathering technique. I did just the same. A pearl gray, a basic gray, twice I applied a coat of pearl gray. And then I gave it a washing with the brownish gray everywhere, and I removed with a towel. And on the bottom I applied some green, which is again not very visible here. Here on the bottom here, I applied some green all around because the river will be here, and it's logical that there is lots of moss there where the river is in green. So that's the result of the bridge. It's done. And as you have noticed probably, it's hollow here. Well, that's logical. Here will be of course the higher level and the rocks, and here as well. So that's not no problem. And here I left this open because here there will come rock, and here there will come rock as well. So there's no point to carve there the stones. There's no point to carve here stonework, as there will be rocks here, and that saves you some work. As you can see, I carved it as if it would anytime collapse the bridge. In modelism you have to exaggerate a little bit because this creates a nostalgic effect, and I made some very thick carving between the stones because it makes it look more old. And the third reason is that the paint fills up a little bit of your carving work. That's why you make it a little bit deeper than it needs to be, because it will be partially filled up. And as you can see, it looks quite realistic. And this is just wood. You could do it in plaster, but I'm not a very big fan of plaster because plaster work always tends to break, and I don't like it. You can of course repair plaster work probably, but I'm a woodworker, and I prefer wood because it's more sturdy. It won't break that easily, and if it breaks, it's more repairable too. You can restore these things always. And yes, what I said, this here it will become rocks. There's no point to carve, and of course I did the same here. Here will come the firewood, so there is no point to carve there your road. And then here there will come a little bit of flowers or something like that, or some, I don't know, ground in each case. It will be part of the scenery. Well, this was the house and the bridge painted. I'm almost done. And I didn't bother to show you because it would take hours to show you how it is painted. It is just a matter of trying. First you give everything its basic colors and then you do the washings. And I decided to not use wood stain but just normal acrylic. I was hesitating between using wood stainer, kind of varnish with color in it for all woodwork and for this because this is wooden shingles. Or I was even, this morning I was thinking about using oil paint, and then I thought, no, give it first a try with this. Oil paint is much more difficult because you can't thin it easily and it's more expensive. It's a pain in the ass to clean your brushes. So that's why I choose acrylic paint. It's very cheap. I can't get it very cheap here. I wanted to say, I don't know. But it's not ready, but it will be ready very soon. It's about to be ready. I need to do the roof with the washings and some moss, and maybe some moss more here and there on the walls. And then I have to glue the firewood and the barrels, and then it's finished, and we can start with the watermill. That's about it, I think. Yes, it's just a matter of patience, to make such a thing. If you don't have patience, and then you better shouldn't start with it. And the second thing, which is very important, is that you need some discipline to finish your project, and that it wouldn't lay around like years. But I think if you get started, once you get started and you start to see how nice it gets, you wouldn't stop anymore. So with just acrylic paint you can get a thing like this. The next project will be a church after the watermill. And I have to finish my fortifications for the battle cannons, which I also showed you in a previous video. Thanks for watching and good luck with your projects, and thank you all of YouTube who helped me by showing and uploading useful videos.